Have you ever noticed how one tiny moment, just a single negative word, can completely hijack your entire day? It's like a cloud of smoke that follows you around, tainting everything you do, making you feel irritable and heavy. You might be in a meeting, trying to focus, but your mind keeps replaying that unpleasant conversation. Or you're with your family, and instead of enjoying the moment, you're lost in a loop of frustration over something someone said hours ago. It's a common experience. But what if I told you there's a way to reclaim your day? Do not let these moments have such power over you. The secret isn't about changing what other people do or say. It's about changing how you react. The person who masters their reaction masters the moment. They are the ones who truly win the situation, not by fighting back, but by choosing their own inner peace. Let me tell you a story about a young man named Thomas. Thomas lived in a small, bustling town, but his world often felt heavy and gloomy. Every time someone was rude to him, every time he heard a harsh word or felt slighted, he would pick up a small stone and put it into a cloth bag he carried with him everywhere. A dismissive comment from a coworker, that was a sharp, jagged stone. A friend's broken promise, a smooth, heavy pebble. An unfair criticism from his boss, a large, rough rock. Over the years, this bag grew heavier and heavier. It strained his shoulders, bent his bike, and slowed his pace. The weight was not just physical, it was emotional. The stones were a constant, tangible reminder of every hurt, every insult, every disappointment. His days became a struggle, just to carry the ever-growing burden of his past. He became withdrawn, his smile disappeared, and his eyes lost their light. People in the town started to see him as the sad man with the heavy bag, and they didn't know how to help him. Thomas believed he was just a victim of a cruel world, destined to carry these burdens that others had thrown at him. He felt trapped by the weight of everyone else's actions. One afternoon, as Thomas was warily making his way through the market, dragging his heavy bag behind him, he slumped onto a bench next to an old merchant. The merchant, with kind, observant eyes, noticed Thomas's exhaustion and the immense bag at his feet. "That looks like a heavy load for a young man," the merchant said gently. Thomas sighed, a deep, tired sound. "It is," he replied. "It's filled with all the wrongs done to me, all the harshness I've had to endure." He opened the bag, showing the merchant the jumble of stones inside, each one representing a painful memory. The old merchant listened patiently, then picked up one of the stones. He turned it over in his hand and said, "A man once spoke harshly to me, and for a week, I was angry. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I carried his words with me everywhere. But tell me, who was suffering? Him or me?" Thomas looked puzzled. "Well, you were," he answered. The merchant nodded. "Exactly. And this stone you hold," he said, pointing to the one in his hand. "This wasn't placed in your bag by the person who wronged you. You picked it up. You chose to carry it." This simple observation struck Thomas like a bolt of lightning. He had always seen the stones as things that were forced upon him, burdens he had no choice but to bear. But the merchant's words revealed a profound truth. The actions of others were just events, like rain falling from the sky. It was his own reaction, his choice to pick up the stone and put it in his bag, that turned it into a burden. The weight wasn't the insult itself. It was his decision to hold on to it. The merchant continued, "They offered you the stone, yes, but you did not have to take it. You could have left it on the ground where it lay." For the first time, Thomas saw his bag not as a collection of injustices done to him, but as a collection of his own choices. Each stone represented a moment where he had given his power away, allowing someone else's negativity to weigh him down and define his journey. The realization was both shocking and liberating. The power to lighten his load had been with him all along. With this newfound understanding, Thomas walked to the edge of town, to a flowing river he had often passed, but never truly seen. One by one, he took the stones out of his bag. He held the first one, the big, rough rock, from his boss's criticism. He remembered the sting of the words, the feeling of being misunderstood. But then he remembered the merchant's wisdom. He looked at the stone and said aloud, "This is not mine to carry." And with a deep breath, he tossed it into the river. He watched it splash, and disappear beneath the current. He picked up another, a stone from a friend's betrayal. He acknowledged the pain, but then he let it go, throwing it into the water. This is not mine to carry. Stone after stone, memory after memory, he released them all. With each one that sank into the river, he felt a little lighter. His shoulders straightened, the strain in his back eased, and a feeling of freedom he hadn't known in years washed over him. When the bag was finally empty, he felt as if he could float. The world looked brighter, the colors more vivid. He was no longer the sad man with the heavy bag. He was just Thomas, and his path ahead was clear and open. This story isn't just about Thomas, it's about all of us. We all collect stones. Maybe your bag isn't a physical one, but an emotional one. It's filled with grudges, resentments, and replayed conversations that weigh down your spirit. So, I want to suggest a simple, powerful practice you can start tonight. Just before you go to sleep, find a quiet place to sit. Close your eyes and place a hand over your chest. Take a few slow, deep breaths. Now, think about one moment from your day that felt heavy. Maybe it was a frustrating email, a short-tempered comment from a loved one, or just a feeling of being overlooked. Don't relive it, just identify it. Imagine that moment, that feeling, as a stone in your hand. Feel its texture, its weight, then, in a soft whisper, just for you, say the words, "This stone is not mine. I release it." Imagine yourself tossing that stone into a river, watching it get carried away by the current until it's gone. Feel the lightness that comes with letting it go. Doing this every night is like emptying your emotional bag, one stone at a time. It prevents the small hurts of the day from piling up and becoming an unbearable burden tomorrow. Ultimately, we have to accept that we cannot control what the world throws at us. People will be unkind, circumstances will be unfair, and things won't always go our way. We cannot choose what others do or say, but we can always choose what we carry. Your reaction is your superpower. It's the one thing that is entirely within your control, and it has the power to shape your entire reality. You can choose to pick up the stone, put it in your bag, and let it weigh you down. Or you can choose to look at it, acknowledge it, and leave it on the ground. You can choose to let someone else's negativity become your burden, or you can choose to protect your own peace. True peace, true freedom, begins the moment you decide not to pick up the stone. So, what will you choose to carry today? Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on finding peace and power in your daily life. Let me know in the comments what stone you're choosing to release today. I'll see you in the next video.